Hi, this is Josh from Expats Everywhere.
And this is Kalie.
Today, we're here to talk about expat life in Istanbul. We've broken it down into 3 parts: moving, living, and working. This is our review preview show.
Istanbul is the featured city for the show. We're on the letter I as we're working through the alphabet, giving you information on cities that you vote on from our community tab page. You can check out the cities we've already done in the description below.
After we talk about Istanbul, we will give shout outs to a few comments and then update you on what's happening in the world of expats everywhere. All right, let's go.
Istanbul ran away this time with 71% of the votes, so let's start with moving there.
Istanbul has a rich history and didn't always have its current name. Probably the most common other name was Constantinople. It has been the capital of 3 different empires and has seen a variety of all kinds of ethnic groups.
It's currently Turkey's largest city and has a lot to offer for expats because of its mixed culture, large economy, and it becoming more and more modern. What's interesting about Istanbul is it's split into 2 different continents. The Bosphorus River runs through the city and splits one side on the continent of Europe and the other side on the continent of Asia. So it's a pretty cool feature of the city, and it is kind of a bridge between the West and the East.
Absolutely. The river is not just a divider, though. It has been very important for economic reasons. It connects the Black Sea in the north and the Marmara Sea to the south. Not only is the river important for its function, but the landscape of both sides is also very beautiful.
As you consider moving there, you'll need to decide what side of the river you want to live on and how close to the river you want to be. Here are a few popular neighborhoods for expats on the European side. If you're looking for shopping districts that are central, then these are the neighborhoods for you. Be aware that these districts have smaller and older apartments that might not have things like elevators or pools. They do have great views of the river though, but can be a little pricey.
If you hop on over to the Asian side of the city, you will find less expats, but still some interesting neighborhoods. This neighborhood appears to be the most popular because of how cosmopolitan it is and how easy it is to get to the European side. Transport is quite easy back and forth though, as you can take a number of ferries, go under the river on the metro, or drive the bridges.
If you're interested in this wonderful city, you'll need to get a work permit. We'll break down those details later on. First, let's talk about living in Istanbul.
The majority of the population in Istanbul is Muslim, but you do have freedom of religion there and a quite liberal attitude. You can also find a variety of places of worship such as churches, mosques, and synagogues.
For those of you with kids, there are many international schools, which are mostly in English, but they do accommodate those who are still trying to improve their English. You can also find schools specific to your nationality.
How about housing? We already talked a little about popular neighborhoods, but as you search, keep in mind Istanbul is big with lots of people, so traffic and commute can be an issue.
If you choose to be right in the nightlife and entertainment scene, such as this district, then expect to pay for it. The further away you get from the city center, the cheaper the rent will be. Expect to pay around $300 for a 1-bedroom apartment in the city center, but it drops to about $200 when you leave the city center.
One major thing to remember is that you want to find good quality building as far as the structure and foundation goes. Istanbul can get earthquakes, so you want to make sure you're in a safe living space just in case you experience one.
And if you're okay with roommates, then you can check out Couchsurfing or Erasmus for cheap accommodations. You can choose to use a real estate agent, as there's plenty of them that speak English, but do expect to pay around the equivalent of 1 month's rent for their services.
A few things to keep in mind for cost of living is Istanbul is more expensive than other parts of Turkey, and things like gas, brand name items, and alcohol can get pricey. However, groceries, medical care, and a helper are cheaper than a lot of Western countries. A meal at an inexpensive restaurant can cost just $5, and a 3-course meal for 2 at a mid-range restaurant will cost closer to $17.
The Grand Bazaar is a great place to shop, but there are also plenty of shopping malls. You can definitely find your upscale shops along with lively nightlife and upscale restaurants. Lastly, public transportation is fairly easy and affordable. A one-way ticket locally can be as little as 50 cents. Now, let's finish up with working in Istanbul.
The great news about Istanbul, it is known to be a place for self-made careers and owning your own business. So this city could be a place for you if that's what you're interested in. If you're looking for a job, there are definitely plenty.
Because of its location, exporting and importing are quite big. So this is an industry that you can explore if you want to, or work for a company who will export or import. Another option is teaching English, both for language schools as well as privately, where you can make as much as $60 an hour. Be sure to research the school that you're interested in though, and ask about their benefits and policies. Working in finance is also something that you can do in Istanbul, and then women have the option to be a live-in nanny.
Because there are loads of shops and restaurants around the city, working in the service industry is a good option. Another intriguing option is in journalism because of the increased interest in international media. A flexible option for a job would be working as a translator, which is in demand.
You'll need to obtain a work permit, then a work visa, and lastly, a residence permit. Contact the Turkish embassy or consulate in your home country to apply. You'll need the normal documents such as your passport, diploma, residence permit, work contract, and the visa application.
Once you get your work permit, you can apply for your work visa, which you have to do in person at the Turkish embassy or consulate in your home country before you leave for Turkey. Then, once you get to Turkey, you will pick up your residence card at the Aksaray police station within 30 days of arriving in the country. You can get all the information you need from the Directorate General of Migration Management website.
Well, that's all for Istanbul. Let us know in the comment section below if you're considering moving there or if you're an expat that's already there. And if you're already there, we would love to interview you, so send us an email at expatseverywhere@gmail.com.
That's right. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to stay up to date on what's happening in the world of expats everywhere. Let's move on to our shout-out section.
On one of our videos about Cairo, Amina asked how to get the stimulus money as an American living overseas. Great question. Go to irs.gov, and on their homepage you will have a couple of options depending on what you've done in the past. If you haven't had to file taxes, then click the non-filers button to enter your info and see if you're eligible. If you have filed, then they have your info, but you can check your status, and you can give them your bank information rather than getting a paper check. The IRS website is very user-friendly for this, so go there and you shouldn't have any problems checking your status.
That's right. Teresa wrote on our Myanmar video talking about the cost of different things. A lot of this depends on the desired lifestyle, so keep that in mind. Remember, those being interviewed are sharing their experiences, and everyone has a different idea of how they want to live, what they're willing to spend money on, and what they think is expensive. So you can definitely find cheaper things in Myanmar, or you can go the more expensive route like Rita talks about.
M40 commented on our Ankara video and speaks very highly about it. And we've heard great things about Ankara, and so thank you for this comment. Just confirmed it.
Yeah, we haven't actually been there, but it's on our list. Lastly, Barna101010 discussed healthcare on our Budapest video, where they compared the healthcare in Hungary and in the UK. Thanks for sharing your thoughts. It's great to get your input on such an important topic. Comments like this are very helpful for us expats.
That's all for the shoutouts. As always, thanks everyone for sharing, and keep those comments coming so we can help you out and highlight them on here. Now, let's quickly update you on what's happening in the world of expats everywhere.
We continue to give updates on the COVID-19 situation from around the world. We have expats in several different countries sharing what's going on with them, so check out that playlist in the description.
Josh and I just crossed the Florida-Georgia border and put out a video about the border check there, so be sure to see what that was like for us.
And this Sunday, we will be sharing a little bit more about our lives. We are holding off on travel and moving videos right now since visa applications and immigration are on hold worldwide. We will be getting back to those soon though.
Hopefully, right? Well, that's all for this review preview show. We're now moving on to the letter J, so be sure to head over to our community tab page to vote for the next city. And remember, we post these videos every other Thursday. Until next time, bye.
Bye.